Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm so excited. Today I am going to be showing you guys how I made these beautiful Hermes sandals using denim and leather, by the way. And I'm going to be sharing some tips and some tricks when working with materials other than leather. So first of all, I'm just going to get basic Hermes pattern. I have a video of it on my YouTube channel. You can go and watch it for a better understanding. But right now I already got my desired length and the desired weight that I want to work with, and I am just folding it into folding it into two, and to create the center line, which is that middle line. I'm just calling it the center line. And also I'm going to be taking 1.1 inch from the top and 1.1 inch from the bottom, and then mark out every piece and rule. That's basically what I want to do. So please, you can go and check out that video. I recommend, because I'm making these sandals for a female, and the video I have up on my YouTube channel is how to create the basic female Hermes pattern. So it's almost the same, and I'm just starting like this because I actually want you guys to understand. So it's not as if I'm rushing into something, because I could have just easily make the pattern direct, but so you can create this at home is why I am doing this. So now that I already drew that, I'm just marking 3 inches upwards from the edge, like you saw just now, 3 inches upwards, and I'm just going to cut it out basically. Okay, now that I have cut it out, I want you guys to see I'm checking out my weight. Please, when you are cutting or when you are working, making any pattern, always work with your sole and always work with a last, so you know how everything fits, how everything turns out well. If you are not okay with how wide or tiny it is, you can add and you can reduce depending on what you want. So always check out while you're creating a pattern. Check it out. Okay, from the center line I am going to mark 0.4 inch and mark it all the way down. Basically that's what I'm doing, just marking 0.4 inch from the center line. The other one that we did was 3 inches upwards from the other end. Now this one is the center line, and then I'm going to rule. Please try to rule to the ending, rule from one end to the other, and then I'm just going to curve it. The reason why I'm using freehand, please, like I said, check out that video. I actually showed a tip on how to curve this because obviously it's Hermes, it has to be curved. So there's a video on that, and then I'm gently just going to cut out the edges, and you can see how I'm trying to manipulate that curve. And here we go. This is my Hermes pattern. I find it very easy, honestly, and from now I can go ahead to create the other parts of the Hermes sandals basically. So I am happy with how it turns, or how everything is. Next I am going to create the sandal part, which is the point of it. I just wanted to start from the basic Hermes design, and I'm also going to be working with rings. Please, in my previous videos or other videos I have made, I have emphasized the need to work with the width or wideness of your buckle or ring, anything that you are using. Please ensure that you work with the wideness of it. So this is one way to do it. I just place it edge to edge, the ring edge to the paper edge, and then mark on the other side. or you can take your tape or ruler and just measure. So this one I'm working with comes up to 1 inch exactly. And to show you that it is basically the same thing, to show that it's correct, you can actually see that it's still the same, just 1 inch downwards. So always measure. If you can't do the paper one directly, you can work with your tape or ruler, and measure out the wideness of your buckle or ring, whatever accessory you are using basically that requires leather passing through. So I'm just cutting it out. And you see, it passes through. So I'm trying the other one to see if it goes. Yes, it does. So next I'm just going to fix it to see how everything plays out. And yeah, that's basically what I'm doing right now, just trying to fix it to see how it will turn out, how it will be. Please always make sure that whatever buckle or anything that you're doing has to be on the lateral side of your last or leg. Okay, now I'm marking 1.5 inches away from the center line, like the way you're saying. So 1.5 inches away from the center line or downwards. And this is because if you know this pattern, you know that it is shaped, there's a way it is shaped actually. So that's basically what I want to construct, so it is easier for you. I'm just going to glue the paper or rub gum on the paper so I can glue them together instead of just drawing out another one, so you can actually see the step by step of how everything is turning out. Okay, so now that I've done that, I am marking half an inch from that point, where the paper is touching. I'm just marking half an inch, and then I'm going to rule like so. So first I'm just going to cut out the place that is not needed. Please, when you're cutting out your pattern, treat your pattern like it is your main piece, your leather, so that you just don't think that, oh, it's paper, I will just draw it anyhow. Please don't do that. It is better for you to do. Okay, so this is one thing. Please always manipulate your tools. My ruler comes up to 1 inch, right? Like, I already knew this before. Like, that was why I measured it, so you guys can see. So whenever I want to measure 1 inch, sometimes I just measure with my ruler. So always manipulate your tools, so you don't always have to start measuring from scratch and everything. But if your ruler isn't up to an inch or something that you can manipulate with, please just do the same. So yeah, this is the ring holder. It's basically going to hold the ring. Here we go. And then the ring is going to hold the other piece. So yes, here we are. This is the basic Hermes sandals pattern. Basically, this is it. And now I'm just going to fit it in to see how everything will sit, basically. Okay, so this is the denim I am using as required by the client. Another tip that I will give is that when you are working with any material, leather or anything else, always look, there's always a side that is very stretchy, just like this one, and then there's one that is not as stretchy. So always work with the place that is not stretching at all, like that is not stretching, because if you work with somewhere that is stretching, you over time, the thing becomes very big on someone's neck. That's why it's the person, you hear people say, when I bought it was tight too, but now it is now very free. So it is because they probably used the wrong side of their working materials or leather, whatever fabric they are using. So I'm basically just cutting it out, and because the barrel I am using actually shows well on this denim fabric, that is why it was also easy. And it has to be straight, please. This is not like your leather that you can just file or smoothen, or smoothing the edges or whatever it is that you can possibly do. This one, once you cut it, it has to be straight. Once you mark it out, it has to be straight. And if your markings are straight, then your cutting will not be hard. It makes the cutting very easy. So yes, I'm basically just marking it out to see how, let's see how everything turns out, you see. So at this edge, I'm just adding half an inch more because I'm going to fold it, and I wasn't quite satisfied with how it turned out. It is completely optional. You can leave it the same way that it was. It is fine. It is perfect like that. I just added just in case because this person's leg is actually big, so I just wanted an extra. Never mind the way I'm cutting very fast. I actually sped up the video. I'm actually taking my time to cut out this very slowly. And yeah, so here are the pieces, 2 pieces, one for each leg. And because this fabric is like very soft, like we are saying, I need something that will back it, like a heavy backing. So I'm just using this white leather. It's also what I'm going to be using for the strap, basically. So because it is white, my table can be messy sometimes, and I really don't want to mess it up. This is actually the back of the leather, please. So that is why I had to spread something on it first and then clear out everywhere. Please, while you're working with white, be careful with your biro. Be careful with your biro, please. That's why I'm always advising use pencil. If you know that your hand is not strong enough to manipulate how you are marking, please and please use a pencil. Right now I am just straightening the sides of the strap. That's basically what I'm doing right now, just straightening the sides of the strap. Okay, so I'm just going to rub gum on the lining fabric, lining leather. I'm sorry, I don't know why I keep repeating fabric. It's actually leather. So I'm just going to rub gum on the lining leather and the denim. Note, see the way I am rubbing the gum on the denim fabric is because I sped up the video. I'm actually taking my time because I don't want it to stain, and I don't want the gum to soak through, if that makes sense. So I'm just rubbing lightly, and you can see that it's not everywhere. I just want it to stick, then I'll finish it up with my sewing machine. Okay, now that is done, I'm going to place the denim fabric on the lining leather, and I'll have to be careful. Everything that you're doing at this point, please be very careful. So I'm basically just going to cut it out. Again, be very careful. And this video continues in part 2. Please just go and watch part 2 to continue, so you see how I sewed it and any tips, any tips that I may have. Thank you for watching.